Hello everyone, we're doing a makeshift podcast in the studio. My good friend here, Khalid, keshta. He is a bodybuilder from Milton Keynes in England, and he has diabetes type 1.
Type 1.
Yeah, so he's going to explain to us and hopefully educate us a little bit on diabetes and how it affects his life and how it's going to affect everybody else's life who's living with it. So thank you very much for doing this, man. You want to start off by maybe telling them how it all started? You were what 13 you told me?
Yeah, no, I was 18 when I got diagnosed.
Oh, you were training when you were 13?
Yeah. I was training when I was 30 years old, but 2011 I had all the diabetes symptoms, which are extreme dehydration, losing a lot of weight, lethargic all the time, I couldn't concentrate, very short-tempered, and felt like shit pretty much. Then we decided that something was wrong, because I used to play football professionally at the time.
Is it?
Yeah, I used to play for Swindon Town.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I'm so glad I didn't ask any questions. This is going to be good for me.
Yeah, just to tell anyone. Then it happened that I decided, my parents both are doctors and they realized that something is wrong. They decided, let's get you checked. So they got the blood monitor to test, and every time they test my blood, it gives an error. So,
an error?
Yeah, that doesn't give the value. And when they check, it gives them a normal value, which is between like 4 and 8 millimole per liter. So I went to the hospital, they checked it. So the normal value from 4 to 8, I was 47.
47, so it's supposed to be between 4 and 8? 4 and 8, I was 47. That's how high it was. Extremely high. When this happens, you get into something called diabetes ketoacidosis, DKA, which is basically your blood is toxic. That's the simplest way to explain it. Straight away, they put me on insulin in the hospital. I got knocked out, and that's it. Diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And how did you become a bodybuilder now? Because it's obviously going to be, it can't be easy.
Look, type 1 diabetes. So there are a lot of different types of diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is the type that there is no cause for it. Okay, so it just happens. It's an autoimmune disease. So your body decides, and you've got like antibodies in your body from your immunity.
Does it happen randomly or?
Randomly.
You can have it randomly?
It can happen to anyone at any time. You can't pause it or speed it up. Because some people, they blame, like, oh, you're diabetic, you must have been eating a lot of sugar.
Yeah, that's exactly what people say.
That doesn't happen. This could happen in type 2 diabetes.
Yeah.
Type 1, autoimmune, your body attacks itself for no reason. It attacks cells in the pancreas called beta cells. They are the cells that produce insulin. Once they're attacked and damaged, that's it. Your pancreas is not producing insulin, you become a type 1 diabetic.
So then you've got to...
You have to inject, I'm become insulin dependent. I have to inject insulin from outside.
This is really cool as well, because I just trained Khalid there about 5 minutes ago, and I watched him scan. He's got this wee monitor here, and an app on his phone. He scanned it at the start of the session, to check his blood sugar, and then he was able to take a couple of sweets and get it higher.
So I was telling him that diabetes tech really helped me and helped everyone. Right now, you see, I tap my phone to my sensor right here, and I got like a value, as opposed to back in the days when I used to prick my finger to get the blood drops out. And it was very inconvenient carrying it and wounding yourself. It wasn't pleasant.
How often do you have to do that?
Being active, I probably check like 20 times a day.
Really?
Yeah.
So if you didn't have the sensors,
I wouldn't be as keen on checking. You know what I mean? I know that I need to check, but like blindly, I'm still gonna get that kit out and wash my hands and change the landscape.
So you're gonna kind of by just assuming.
You get what I mean? Yeah. But now, even before I was able to use it on the phone, I had to have a monitor for it. But now it's just an app on the phone, so mate, it's just a tap. Makes life a lot easier, to be honest.
I always wondered what they were. That's amazing, considering the kind of fucking hassle you've got to go through to inject yourself or else prick your finger.
Yeah, so the pictures that you see on social media, you see me wearing another one.
Yeah.
That's actually my insulin pump. So, normally I should inject insulin. I'm not wearing it right now. I'm actually on the tent because I forgot the vial in England.
Yeah.
That's an insulin pump. It's got the insulin itself, and I just need to, decide how much insulin I need through a small monitor, and that's it. So everything is basically wireless. No need for injections. Life is
there would be a lot of excuses there for other people. Like other people would make excuses for that and say it's too hard to do and you couldn't do that and you can't be up to it. But that's
trust me. Look, so my profession is I'm a diabetes and obesity control specialist, and I'm a personal trainer. I deal with a lot of diabetic clients or parents that are carers for their kids.
Yes.
The stuff that I hear is all down to their mentality. So everything, pretty much everything I hear is down to how you want to, face the challenges with diabetes. Because diabetes could be as simple as, a silly flu, or as bad as a stage 4 cancer, for example.
And if you're told you have that and you decide you're beat, then you're just fucking beat. But you can easily turn it around.
Yeah, you 100% could. I've been told by my diabetic nurse that there is no way I could be a diabetic bodybuilder. It's not happening. She said it's not good for your health, and you're not going to even be able to do it.
Anyone who doesn't, or that hasn't already Googled or searched on Instagram, search this guy on Instagram. It's Mr. Keshta? Mr. Keshta on Instagram, and you'll see the photos, you'll see the progress the guy has made, and you'll see that nurse was just putting barriers on him. Because this is, the guy's done a serious success, and you've got what you founded a Diabetes Academy, isn't that right?
Diabetes Academy, so I own a platform called Diabetes Academy. It mentors and guides people with diabetes on how to control their life, how to control their manage their diabetes around exercise, especially parents, how can they manage their kids' diabetes, because if you're a parent with a kid that's got type 1, if you're not learning, you won't be able to mentor.
Yeah, I would be afraid if I heard that about my daughter, so obviously
I'm not going to lie to you.
Some platform to learn.
100%, I'm not going to lie to you, when I got diagnosed, I myself, I was actually, that's a bit weird, but I was actually happy, because I felt crap before getting
At least you knew what was wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was my main issue, is I was feeling awful, but I don't know what's going on. Once I got diagnosed, I felt revived, and I'm like, you know what, so be it, type 1. But my parents, they were miserable, because obviously, your kid just got diagnosed with a chronic condition.
Yeah.
But what they know now, they're kind of proud of my diabetes.
Yeah, and they were doctors too, so
they were doctors.
You still shock even them.
No,
they're educated people, like, and you just...
all I'm going to say is, with definitely, medical professionals are professionals, as it says, and you should listen to them in most cases, but a lot of stuff you need to self-educate yourself, and you need to know your limits. You need to, if there is a limit, maybe if there's a limit for them, it's not for you. You might be able to break it.
That's another reason why I love your page too. Like I said to you already out there, most guys in our situation who have a platform to give advice out, they generally put up a few wee teasers and then you have to sort of buy into something. But I've noticed with your page, every other day, like pretty much every day, you're educating people, not just about diabetes, how protein works, how carbohydrates work. I've read a few things that even I didn't fucking know, and I've been coaching people for 10 years. You know what I mean? So there's a few things I've been reading going, and then I'm double checking it and going, this guy's fucking teaching me something every other day here. So I was obviously excited to do this. I think it's
because there's a lot out there that, a lot of people that try to kind of sell a product indirectly and through their posts or through their videos or whatever it is, just to kind of benefit from it. We all fell into that. I fell into, I need to take BCAAs because otherwise I'm not going to grow.
We all took BCAAs.
You know what I mean? Carbohydrates are so bad for you, you shouldn't have it. There's a lot of that. This was, I remember the one time I read this from a guy. It was an ad on Facebook that how bad carbohydrates are for you as a diabetic. And I read the whole article, and then in the end, buy my keto book. I should have scrolled that.
Should have read the bottom first.
I
I know how frustrating that is in terms of being a coach, because I spend probably over an hour each day talking to my girl client, my female clients in particular, trying to fucking explain to them that every single one of them think that carbohydrates are going to make them fat. Every single one.
No.
It's they know I'm telling them the truth, but they don't want to accept it because of what they've heard growing up at some stage. Don't eat fucking. It's crazy. I'm trying to tell people rice is good for you. No one ever got fat from eating too much rice. People got fat from eating too many calories. Probably.
Yeah.
unless they've got some underlying condition. But most of them don't. Most of them in here, and they're demonising carbs. And then what happens is evidently it does break anyway in the fucking eater ring, because it's going to happen. Your body needs those fuel. It needs it.
100%. Every macro and micronutrient has got a role in your body.
Yeah.
Don't ever neglect a whole group. So if they don't want rice, fair enough, but there's other sort of carbs that you can get.
Another thing we were saying as well it's about the difference in the carbs and what carbs work faster. There actually is different types of sugar and different types of carbs. You were saying to me glucose was better for you?
Yeah, so with carbohydrates, there's a value called glycemic index.
Yeah.
This is like the value that decides how fast a carbohydrate will be absorbed.
Yeah.
So if I am going low in sugar, hypoglycemic, I need something that is fast acting.
Yeah,
so straight away for me, yeah, exactly. I opt in for glucosate. Glucosate for me is great. It could be a sweet, could be a fruit juice. I know people, as I said, that they treat their hypo with a banana and it works for them somehow. I don't know how, but banana is a complex carb.
Yeah.
But if it works for you, it works for you. One thing about diabetes is it's very subjective. Yeah. So not even like my diabetes is different to yours. My diabetes is different to mine tomorrow. That's how.
Yeah, it's not even different to everybody else. It's going to be different the next day.
100%. Like, you know, I get questions, like infinite amount of questions saying, what's your diet? What's your diet as diabetic? Or how much insulin you inject? How do you? What calories are you on when you're cutting for competition?
That's what I was going to ask about the calories for the competition. Like, see, if you're prepping for stepping on stage, does anything change?
What change?
Like about the diet, do you do a much different diet to other bodybuilders, or would you do the same kind of diet, only man with sugar better?
No, so bodybuilder, with diabetes, there's a big challenge being a diabetic bodybuilder, is that I have to take into consideration the carbohydrates that I have to prevent or treat a hypoglycemia. So for example, if I am close to a competition and I'm only having, let's say, 100 grams of carbs a day, for example, if I'm training and I go hypoglycemic, I have to have carbs. So I'm going to have a glucose.
Yes.
So I just consumed 50 grams of my 100 grams for a bloody drink, a fizzy drink. You know what I mean? So
you're really looking forward to the pasta.
Exactly that. And it gets worse because the closer I am to a competition, like whenever I'm like 3 weeks before the competition, I train 3 times a day. So it's inevitable that I have to treat a hypo or prevent it. I have to prevent it at least. And again,
these guys in here have nothing wrong with them. I can do one session.
I know, I trust me.
2 sessions a week.
That's why whenever I am on stage, you see these sensors that I wear, I actually wear them on my core. I'm like, I want to show the judges that, listen, I'm a type 1. I went through the prep of a type 1, not a normal person. And I'm here right now. So.
You look incredible, by the way. I've seen those photos. I'm sure everyone who now is watching is going to go and check. You look incredible. It's crazy to think that there's so much holding everyone else back. It's not even a medical condition. It's just their own head. And you're watching that going, fucking, it can be done. It can definitely be done if you just get the head right.
Oh yeah. It's all here. It's
100%.
Check up. One more. Okay. Right. You all 2. Ready. 1, 2. Then a right kick afterwards. Okay. Exactly. More hips. Alright. You can't push me. More hips. And I kick the last one.